No, then they'll be like, why aren't you a lawyer? And I'm like, did you check out my podcast? Come on, man.
Who says I'm not a lawyer?
Who told you that I'm not? Because...
You think this fucking shit pay for itself?
Yeah.
Like, I used to drink till I would puke, and now I drink some more.
Yeah.
I used to get blackout all the time.
Blacking out is weird because you wake up and you're like, I don't have a clue.
Because it's weird, like how you keep going, but your brain
has shut off.
Yeah, you're like gone. You're like asleep.
Hello, welcome to the podcast.
We're back.
We're back.
Well, basically, we'll get into this.
Are we gonna get into it?
We'll get into. So basically, this is our second take. Luckily, the city that we're renting from let us stay here, but apparently, the city has a rule. They don't allow like Airbnbs or rentals.
Yeah, and we're renting the space from the app that we talked about.
And we weren't aware of that, and so when they came, they let us know that the owners shouldn't have done this. They're going to they're going to let us stay, which is cool.
They're going to let us stay, but I'm so mad.
Yeah, because it was like, I guess he was like what is he, like a city worker?
Deputy or city.
One of those guys, yeah.
But he had like a badge, and he came up and like, that's scary.
Yeah, so he was basically letting us know that,
I feel
like, hey,
I did something wrong when the person who owns this shouldn't be renting it out.
Yeah, luckily, like I said, they let us stay. It's not our fault, but they were saying that they've had trouble with this homeowner before. You're not supposed to rent, I guess. You're not supposed to do anything. And so we're like, oh, shit. So now it's awkward. It was kind of awkward because, like, oh, shit.
It was awkward because it was like, we're not supposed to be here, but we rented this from someone we didn't know. And it's like, obviously, if it's on an app available to be rented and we booked it and paid, that's not our fault.
So.
But awkward, dude. Yeah,
luckily, well, like I said, we'll have to leave a review or we'll have to contact the app and let them know that, hey, this person needs to take her house down. It was a good price, so maybe that's part of it because it's like,
I think that might have been part of it. And that's sad because the people who get sucked in are people who are looking for a deal, probably.
Like us.
You just wanted a good deal.
Because smoking is it's hard to find places to smoke.
And she was like, you can film, you can smoke. Well, of course she said.
It even says nudity on it. Because with her, it's like, it actually did say nudity on it.
It did. It said you could do nudity.
It's like,
she's like, do whatever you want.
Hold the mic a little closer. Yeah, sorry. But, yeah, so like maybe she's like, with her risk reward, it's like, well, if I get caught, it's fine. It's only $25 per hour. We pay $25 an hour, which is great. But I understand the rules are the city rules. I'm not going to argue them.
I guess you get what you pay for.
Luckily, they let us stay because because like there's a lot of stuff we set up. Like it took us like an hour just because.
It took us a long time to set this all up, and then, I mean, luckily they were nice enough to say you can finish what you're doing.
Yeah, if they were told us to leave, I'd have been perfectly fine with it. I mean, I would have, of course, done that. I'm not against the rules kind of guy. But so anyway, now that thing is over, how was your weekend, I guess?
I'm trying to regroup after that whole thing.
I know.
I know. But my weekend was pretty good. I had a tour, and then I just kind of chilled. My mom made a ton of food on Sunday, so that was nice.
You're like, eh.
It was a little feast.
Saturday, I helped out with some interview set. On an interview set, I was PA.
Cool.
Yeah, I like doing PA. I usually when I help out, that's usually what I do for the most part is PA. I do boom sometimes, which is cool too. But this time I was PA, which I love because I stay busy.
Seems like you're working a lot. You're staying busy.
Yeah, I stay busy. I did the 2 weeks last weekend was a 48-hour thing, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think the showing's going to be in Austin. So that's going to be cool.
That'll be cool.
I saw the credits. My name's on it. It says boom/sound Earl Raymond.
I love seeing my name in the credits. I love it.
That's why, like, our recent film, I was like, everybody directed this, everybody wrote it.
I know. I love that.
It's cool to see your name. I don't care if you say, like, guy in the background or anything. Like, just have my name on the screen.
Like, yeah.
Special thanks.
You got to credit people always.
Yeah, I try to stay busy. Filming, you and I, we've filmed quite a lot together. we're thinking about maybe doing car episodes of this podcast where we drive around the car and talk and smoke the time.
Yeah, now that our attempt to rent a backyard failed.
So the only thing we have to worry about now is gas money, but that's pretty cheap. So we'll just drive around for an hour or something, you know, because you, like you said, when you said you smoke in your car, I was like, perfect.
I do, yeah.
Because most people don't smoke in their car, so I was like, oh, damn.
I'm like...
But yeah. Oh, well, that's not, like I said, it's nice that they let us stay. It was awkward because at first we were sitting there talking. You can't see because there's like a light reflector on the side of you. And I'm sitting there looking at this guy, like, what the fuck? And
yeah, I saw you looking, and I was like,
oh, shit.
I was like, is this a bit?
No, it wasn't. And I was like, what's going on here? And so I went over there, he's letting us know. I was like, oh, damn, that's cool.
I was like, what?
I was like, damn, this woman is doing some stuff she's not supposed to.
She's doing some shady shit.
And dude, the reviews were great. Like, you know,
there was good reviews. They were like, the pool could use a clean, and I was like, oh, well, that's fine. We just want to film.
Yeah.
God.
So now we know if the city. I'm not going to say the city, but if we're ever in this city again, we know the rules, so we won't rent from this city because everybody has rules. You got to follow the rules. Some people think they're above the rules, and fortunately, we found out. Somebody is breaking the rules. Trusted. But yeah, so
breaking the rules.
So we're going to get into this whole episode is going to be a music podcast.
Yes.
So basically, this all started with you introduced me. You showed me this band like two days ago, about this band called
the Cancellations.
Yeah, Cancellations. And
check
I was like,
them out.
I do like the violin player as well. I think the way she plays along with the melodies, and like it's not overdone.
Like you said, because sometimes instrumentals and stuff can be a little bit like overdone, but it was like the violin is so pretty. And
it's the way it's sprinkled in, and it just goes with the flow. It's like, it's kind of like, the best way I can describe it is this. the sound of like waves on an ocean hitting the rocks. Like it just plays off of that, and it works really well. But the 3 songs that was on that EP, I guess, was "Smile," "Four Lights," and "We're All Gonna Die."
I really like "We're All Gonna Die."
That's your favorite. It is a really good. I think the description of their music is they said depression that you can dance to.
Yeah, I love that depression you can dance to. I was like, hell yeah.
And "We're All Gonna Die" is definitely a dance song. As far as like, I don't know, like you just like okay.
It's like poppy. It's got a good beat.
Yeah, it's really poppy, really catchy. So when I was listening to that, I listened to that 3-song EP like a couple times, and I was torn between 2 songs of my favorite, "Smile" and "We're All Gonna Die."
Really? Because mine was "We're All Gonna Die" and "Four Lights."
And I chose "Smile" as my favorite. I like the story behind it. I think the video was cool too.
You saw the video? I saw the video.
The girl's at the bar and she's like, those guys like, fuck off. And they had a cool lyric too. It's like, gut you like the pig you are.
Yeah,
and
I like their lyrics.
Send your heart towards it. Hold on, what's it say? I wrote it down. Oh yeah, gut you like the pig you are. Send your mother your pervert heart. And I was like, I like the story of that song too. It's really fucking cool.
Her music is very like angsty and like rebellious and like revolution.
Yeah,
like,
do they kind of have like a slight tang in some of their music? You know what I'm talking about?
It's kind of like y'alternative.
That's what they said on the thing. Yeah, I was like, I never heard it. They're from Nashville, right? Yeah, Nashville, Tennessee, and you can definitely hear that little bit of Southern sprinkle in there. I do like that song "Smile." I like the bass intro. The guitar solo is really cool too. Just because it's not overdone. It's just like
yes, that's what I like.
Because sometimes bands will do a guitar solo and it goes on for way too long.
Yeah, and it's like it's good, it's awesome, but also like just the timing and the flow of the whole song needs to like work together.
I just like the way they attack their music. Like it's not overcomplicated. They're not. But did the lyrics really help drive the songs home?
The lyrics, I really like the lyrics.
Because they're stories, you know.
They're stories, and they're very. I just responded to them very emotionally. And
yeah, I like her voice. Her voice is really fucking good. So the song you said you like is "Four Lights," right?
There are 4 lights.
There are 4 lights. No wall thick enough to blind. You can stop me. I will plead in kind. There are 4 lights. The room is closing in.
I do like the song. I like all three songs are really fucking good. I like how that song starts. It's like a slow build up. And then when the title of the song comes in, it kicks in.
Yeah.
I thought I listened to it last night a couple times through because I wanted to kind of get because you can't listen to a song one time. Like, okay. So I listened to it. Yeah. I listened to it while I was playing Xbox.
Yeah.
And I wrote down some notes on these songs, and like I said, We're All Gonna Die is really poppy. Smile, I love the story of that song. And Four Lights, I like the slow build up and then it kicks in. Her voice is really amazing. The band is good too. Their drummer rips too.
They're so good. And it's funny when you find a band like that and you're like, how is this not like super popular? Like, how are they trying to like?
Because the guitar, like, they're all, like all
this
of
should be on the radio.
Because it's hard to like pinpoint like who's like, oh, I like this more because they're all good. Like the drummer rips, the guitar player is really good, the violin player. They have a keyboard player as well. It's really good. The singer obviously is good. Yeah, it all flows like they said. They like how they just sprinkle each little part in. It's not overdone.
Yeah, it's not overdone.
But it also goes out to the mixer who mixed the songs. Yeah, because they did a really fucking good job. So I don't know if they're mixing their own songs or if they're like sending it to somewhere else. But
I just love that feeling when you find a new source of good music and you're like, yes, treasure trove.
You know the best part about that? It's when it's like a band of a style you don't normally listen to.
Yeah.
Because I normally don't. I'm a pop punk guy, and I don't really listen to that kind of music. So when I heard it, I was like, I like it. Because I do like stuff besides pop punk. It's just that like 99% of the stuff I search out is pop punk. So when you showed me them, I was like, okay.
I've been hearing more about this genre called like y'alternative.
I've never heard of that until I saw it in their band profile on Bandcamp. I was like, I've never heard of this.
Yeah, I've heard it thrown around a couple times, and I'm like, that is so.
It makes sense though now, because like the way they describe the music is perfect. It's like, yeah, it is like indie alternative rock kind of combo. They that's where a lot of songwriters live in Nashville too. That's kind of like where a lot of songwriters go now. So like, and I wouldn't be shocked if she writes songs for other people, if she has,
Yeah.
Because I don't know who writes the songs in this band. I didn't find that, but
I'm not sure, but I think they do. But I don't know. Maybe
like
she does.
Which person in the group?
Which person in the group?
Is it her? Is it a collective? I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But because the lyrics, I really fuck with the lyrics, and
the way she sings them too. It's like I said, it's like a story. She has it has a unique voice, kind of like that southern.
She has a very unique voice.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool because I find a lot of my music now on TikTok, because I'm spending more time on TikTok than like listening to the radio or listening to whatever.
I just use, unfortunately, I use Bandcamp and Spotify.
Do you know who Candy Carpenter is?
Never heard of them. Nope.
Candy Carpenter, they're so good. They make, they have an album called Demonology, and it like touches the religious trauma in me so much. If you have religious trauma, Candy Carpenter you will love them. And they have a song called Nervous System that's about like being nervous and like neurodivergent and like mental health stuff. So songs that touch on like mental health or religious trauma, I'm so into it. Like they have a song called Cult, and it's like, growing up is like leaving a cult. I'm leaving a cult. And it's just like, I can jam out to that song. That's the first song I found of them.
Oh, shit. TikTok? Yeah, like I said, Bandcamp for me and Spotify are the two main ways I find music. Because on Bandcamp, you can get like emails of like similar genres, like because I like pop punk and like punk music. I always get emails like, oh, here's new releases this week and stuff like that. And Spotify does the same thing, but I feel like Bandcamp, in my opinion, does a better job of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they'll send me emails and they'll give me like 10 bands or whatever, or albums that released that week or new artists.
Oh,
whatever.
that's cool.
Like popular artists, yeah. Because like it's cool. That's how I found out a lot of bands. So yeah.
What's like a recent band you found that you were into?
Okay, so there's a band I found out recently called probably like a week ago called Saturdays at Your Place. They're like this Midwest emo band.
Cool.
And they have a song called Tarot Cards. And it just, because I listen to like a lot of Hot Mulligan and stuff, bands like that. And it was in one of the playlists that I was listening to, and I'd never heard of them. And it came on. I was like, this song fucking rips. It's so good. And then I listened to some of their other songs, and they're really good. But I like, no joke, I probably listen to tarot cards like fucking 5-10 times a day.
See, that's what happens to me. I'll find like one song. Like, I don't get super attached to bands necessarily. More like it'll be like I'll hyper fixate on a song for like days, and I'll just have it on repeat. And it's like I can't get enough.
See, I'm the opposite of you. Like, I'll listen to an album on over and over again instead of like a single song. You know, because like I feel like if I listen to one song only, then like I miss the other songs.
Yeah, and I guess I can see that happening with me. Like, I'll narrow down to like one song, and I have to just like listen to it over and over and over again. But my type of music is more kind of like
what do you like? Let's get into that.
Popular songs like Olivia Rodrigo, but I really have been really into Gracie Abrams lately.
I've never heard of that name.
Maddie Zam. I found Maddie Zam on TikTok as well.
Shit.
I'm finding all my music on there. But like Katie Turner has a song called God Must Hate Me, I think. And I love that song. When I first heard that song, I was like listening over and over, and I couldn't get enough, and I was crying and I was emotional. Like, music is so emotional, don't you think?
It is. Especially like when the song is really relatable, then it feels so much better. I'm getting ashes on my shirt, but yeah, you know what I mean. Like, some songs you like it, but you don't have a connection to it. But then you hear a song that you can relate to, and it's just so much better.
Like, lyrics really, like, I really like a good lyric.
So there's a band called the Dopamines, and they have a song called Body Tags. I believe the name of it is. And they have a song, a line in the song. It's like my favorite song ever. It's like, my body's full of Jaeger, but I'm telling you I'm fine. and like, I like the Dopamines a lot because they sing songs like, I used to drink a lot, I used to party, and a lot of these lyrics I can relate to. And I used to get hammered on drunk, and I'm like, I'm fine. I was like, this is my fucking song. It's like, Kyle drink. I can't remember the exact lyric, but it's like something about Kyle drank too much sake. Some guy a little cocky, got kicked out of the bar, or whatever. But it's a cool song.
Yeah.
And I'm pulling to the shoulder. My head feels like a boulder. Like, and they write songs that their songs are so fucking good. Like the Dopamines are like one of my favorite bands.
My body's full of Jaeger, but I'm telling you I'm fine. Now I'm tripping out the bar, stumbling into my car, trying hard to make it home. My throat was getting colder as I'm noticing the rolls. Now I'm pulling to the shoulder and my head feels like a boulder. I'm trying to speak my ABCs, DW, my body plates. I'm slurring, trying to beg you, please don't give me body plates. They're booking me, handing me my red and yellow body plates. And now I'm crying at the DMV, white knuckling my body plate.
So what did you listen to like in high school?
So here's the thing. Before I got into like punk and that whole pop punk thing, the whole world, I was into like hip hop and like rock radio. I knew of Blink-182 in like 1999 because Enema of the State came out, and that song, All the Small Things, was everywhere.
Yeah.
So I was aware of that band, but at the time I didn't know that style was a whole world. I was like, okay, this band's poppy, they're fun. And I once I heard them, I was like, I kind of like this music a lot more than my hip hop and like rock radio.
Oh, that's funny. So you kind of took a turn?
So I slowly started going more towards like pop punk, and then in like 2001, I got introduced to a bunch of bands, and after that, I was like, this stuff's fucking great. Like in high school, one of my favorite bands was Good Charlotte.
Oh, Good Charlotte.
And so,
I loved Joel Madden. I had like a major crush on him, and would like put his pictures on my wall and kiss them at night.
And I understand, like, when you're younger, like, you try to emulate your bands, you know, and I still dress like whatever, but I was like, dude, these dudes are fucking, like, especially in high school, Blink-182 was a shit. I'm like, I want to wear my hat like Tom DeLonge sideways.
Yeah,
I want to, because like, I used to wear dicky shorts with long socks and Converse because that's how Tom used to dress. And then, you know, Tom, I was like, I always try to be like Tom DeLonge when I was in high school, because Blink-182 has been one of my favorite bands. Blink-182 is my favorite band. It's been one of my favorite bands forever.
Yeah.
Since I was so
into Jack's Mannequin.
I never I was aware of them, and I knew some of their songs. Like they played Warped Tour all the time, but I never got into them.
That's why I smoke American Spirits. Dark blue, have you ever been alone in a crowded room?
That song was popular as fuck. What was the other band? The guy was in Something Corporate?
Something Corporate.
They were okay. Like they had that song, If You See Jordan. That song was cool.
I didn't listen to Something Corporate as much, but Jack's Mannequin, I was obsessed.
Because like in the mid 2000s, I was into like Here's What We Aim For, the Main, bands like that. It was weird because it was like a very short stretch of like a year where like that was my shit. And then because like I said, I've always listened to like pop punk, but then I would also listen to bands like that.
Like I listen to all different types of music when it's like depending on my mood. Like there's a Gracie Abrams mood where I'm like, I just need to cry. I just need to feel it and cry. And then there's like, I'll listen to hip hop when I'm like, yeah, let's go. I want to get like pumped up.
See, I listen to mainly the same type of bands over and over again. And like, I'll discover the same type of band. Like, oh, this sounds like this band. Like The Story So Far, great band. I fucking love that band. I saw them live with who did I see them with? Mom Jeans. Mom Jeans are another great band. Yeah, the shirt I'm wearing. They're an awesome fucking band too.
I like what it says on the back. It says something about like,
I got this shirt at a Mom Jeans show, or I went to a Mom Jeans show. Yeah, the Mom Jeans are fucking great. And
That's such a good name.
Yeah,
Mom
and
Jeans.
they just did some recreations of their songs, but they did them like more acoustically.
I used to, so I love musicians. I will date you if you're a musician. I don't care.
That's your thing?
That's my thing. But I was hanging out with this guy when I was at BYU, and he was kind of a musician, and we would always text each other randomly, just like if we thought of a random band name. We'd be like, isn't this a cool band name? We'd be like,
dude, on my
Swimming
phone,
Pool Floaties, or like...
On my phone, I have a whole list of like band name ideas. So check this out. I wanted to name my band LBJ. It means something.
Okay, let's hear it.
So someone's like, what does LBJ stand for? Lesbian blowjobs.
Hell yeah, dude.
So I just wanted to have like LBJ on my shirts, not have the actual wording or what it meant, but just have LBJ. So I was like, what does LBJ stand for?
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Lesbian blowjobs. LBJ. I've had that name for a while. Like I just want to name a band that. Like, I don't know. Like, it's been a long time since I played music with anybody. I've been in, like, a couple bands. I was in a band when I first started playing. I wasn't really that great. I'm still not great.
What do you play?
Bass.
Bass.
At the time, I wasn't really good. And I don't take music seriously. So, like, I didn't really take it as seriously. It's probably why I didn't last very long. But then I started playing music with my friend. But I've never taken it, like, super serious. Like, we'll be practicing. I'll just kind of be like, hey, well, dude, check this out. Check it out. Like, play something random. It's probably why but I would love to play in a band again. I'm a little older now, so like my approach would be different.
Yeah.
Back then, dude, when I was in that band, it was like 2006. I just graduated in 05, so I was like 19, 20 years old. I was
young.
20, like, so I was like 19, 20, 21, somewhere in that age. And because I remember after a show one time, I wasn't in the band anymore at that point, but they're like, you should buy us beer. I was like, no, you're underage. No. I'm not going to do that.
No, you're underage.
They were like 19 years old. They do buy us beer.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not
nah.
buying underage kid, but get someone else to do it. I'm not doing it.
Who's your hero? After you've apologized, show more love towards that person. When you have a soft heart, you will want to follow Jesus' example, and you will be happier.
Oh, fuck that shit.
I started going to house shows. There was this place, a city, Denton, where University of North Texas is, a great music scene. I used to go to so many great house shows there, and that's when I started drinking because everybody drank at those shows. But yeah, punk music, pop punk especially, is just great music, man.
Yeah.
Like, do you have like a list of like a top 5 band list?
Top 5 band list.
Or are you kind of
just kind of go with the flow. It like changes. Like, but I do have like music from the 90s that I still listen to a lot, like the Wallflowers, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Goo Goo Dolls. Like that kind of genre I will always love. It just has, it's that nostalgic.
Because I have a top 5 band list for sure.
What's your top 5?
Number 1. Now this is in order as far as top 5. Like this is my favorite to that. But
Okay.
Number 1 is Blink-182.
Yeah. Blink-182. I mean,
Great. Number 2 is MXPX.
I don't know MXPX.
You will. I'll show you some songs.
Okay, you'll have to show me.
Number 3 is Nirvana.
Okay, yeah.
Number 4, Banner Pilot.
I don't know Banner Pilot.
They're great. Number 5, After School Special. They're a band from the 90s. But that's definitely my top 5 list. I now albums list it changes too much. You know,
Yeah, let's hear the albums.
I don't have an album list.
Let's hear it, Earl.
I can't. It's hard to do a top 5 albums because like
That is hard. That's so specific.
like there are albums that are like in my top 10, but it consistently changes places. Like it's just, you know.
Yeah, it changes.
Like I'll like an album a lot, and then I'll hear it, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about this album. Now I'm getting that
Yeah.
album. But my top two never changes. Number 1, Dude Ranch by Blink-182, and number 2 is A Life in General by MXPX. Those are my Bible albums.
Bible.
Like in terms of defines in me like musical style.
That is your religion.
That is the shit. Like and those are the
But
my
I
two
like
for sure.
I like music that relates to my religious trauma, which is such a specific niche.
It's
that-
yeah.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of people in me, but you can also sometimes I'll listen to love songs, and it'll like breakup songs, and it'll remind me of breaking up with the Mormon Church, and I'm like, I needed to lose you to find me.
I do like a nice song about realizing how they were religious and how stupid it is to them now. Not saying religion is stupid, but I can relate to thinking it was something and then finding out, yeah, this isn't for me.
Yeah, and kind of that change of mindset and belief system. I mean, when I left the Mormon Church, I talk about it all the time. And I talk about it a lot because it was such a huge life-changing experience for me. It was so mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And so, like, when people make music about religious trauma...
I'm going to adjust the light on you, so keep talking.
So when people make music about religious trauma, I just eat it right up. There's another person I found on TikTok. He goes by Freak Daddy. And you can find him on Spotify. He has a song called Abomination, which I just love it. It's like taking all of the things that were said about you as like a sinner, or like calling, the abomination of being queer, like songs that touch the queerness in me and the religious trauma in me. I just can't get enough.
Had to light you up a little bit more.
Light it up, Earl.
But I didn't tie it down, and now it's moving. But anyway, yeah. So like I said, songs like that are the best. Is when you can really relate to it. It just hits better.
Just hits really
Especially
good.
like when you look up the lyrics, you're like, oh shit, okay, because you think you hear something and you're not quite sure, and then you hear it.
One of Candy Carpenter's lyrics in Cult is, I thought I was the Antichrist because I felt nothing whenever I prayed. And then I love that line. And then there's another one that says, I said I was a Republican in the 2nd grade. And I'm just like, it hits that part of me. I'm like, me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I definitely like my songs that way are songs about drinking and hanging out with people. That's
Yeah.
usually a lot of the songs they give me. They're like, let's get, like there's a lyric in a song by the Dopamines again where it says, someone got fucked up and they feel like shit, and we're like, we're trying to convince ourselves that it wasn't fun as hell. like it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like
Because
It's
you've
just-
been through, well, I don't want to talk about your experiences, but like, just like partying and substances, like that's a whole thing.
I was addicted to alcohol. Yeah.
I don't want to say your business.
I used to be. It was like, because like you get an environment and you like, you don't think about it because everybody else is partying, going to shows, house shows, and everybody else is drinking. You're not thinking about it like it's a thing because everybody's doing it. So you're just like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like I used to drink till I would puke, and now I drink some more.
Yeah.
I used to get blackout all the time.
Blacking out is weird because you wake up and you're like, I don't have a clue.
Because it's weird, like how you keep going, but your brain
has shut off.
Yeah, you're like gone. You're like asleep. It's weird because like there's been a few times where I woke up and I pissed myself or shit myself, and I was like, so I remember I was watching this band play, talking to this person, and next thing I know, it's like 8 a.m. I'm outside on the couch.
Yeah, and it's like there's this whole block of time that is just blocked out of your mind.
It doesn't help that I had Four Loko and Jaeger and everything else.
I had a New Year's Eve. The one time I didn't black out a lot, but there was one time I distinctly remember where I blacked out, and it was a New Year's Eve party, and I'm just like, not a clue what I did during that time period.
I'm gonna pour me some water in my cup so I can drink it.
Get your cup. But yeah, music is such a unique art form because it is so emotional, and it's like there are times where I'll find a song and I'll just be sobbing because it's so good, and I just have to listen to it over and over again. It's like an emotional release.
Other than movies, because I feel like movies do the same thing.
Yeah.
I feel like other than movies, music is the number one thing that can really speak to people.
I heard someone describe music as decorating time.
Ooh.
Isn't that kind of a
It makes
cool
perfect sense because you're usually, you're the songs you're writing at that point of time is the kind of things you're going through and what's going on in your life. So you're kind of.
And you listen to a song for about 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. Have you ever like listened to like a point in your life, a type of song, and you went back years later and listened to it and you're like, I don't know how I like this. Where you've been like, how the fuck did I ever like this?
Why did I like that? Yeah. Huh. I don't know.
There's been bands like that for me for sure. Where I was like, I can't pinpoint right now a certain band.
Yeah.
But you go back and listen, like Stained, for example. Stained, that band Stained.
Oh, yeah.
I used to love them a lot in high school. I listen to them now. I'm just like, how was I ever really into this?
Well, that's what happened, I think, to a lot of us with Nickelback.
I like Nickelback.
Well, I like,
Nickelback's cool.
I like we all liked Nickelback. And then one day everyone was like, ew, boo, everyone hates Nickelback. And I was like, right? Gross.
I'm going to say this.
But I was like, what are you talking about? We all jammed out to those songs.
I'm going to say this, though. Creed is having their moment right now.
You will
Nickelback
never
have
get me to hate Creed. You will never get me to not like
I'm not
Creed.
a Creed fan, but I don't necessarily hate their music either. In high school, I had that one album that had My Sacrifice on it. I love that record. I listened to it so much. But I don't hate Creed, but I don't really listen to them either.
Creed.
Like, they used to be huge, man. They were, they were like a religious band, right?
Were they?
I think so. They sing about God.
Yeah.
Because like that reminds me of like my family. Some of my family members would be like, people in general even would be like, oh, they're not Christian because they don't say the word God. If you don't know they were talking about God, you'd have no idea. It's like, does that really matter though?
Yeah.
Because some people want them to say like God or Jesus or some bullshit.
Have you ever found yourself rocking out to some Christian music and being like, okay, this is good?
No, I listen to some Christian bands still.
I listen to this song.
There was a good Christian pop punk band back in the day called Value Pack. I still listen to them, and they unfortunately say God and stuff in their song. But they're the melody and the way they sing is so fucking good. It's like I could put up with it.
I'll be like, Jesus, and I'm like rocking out or jamming out to it.
Tell me if I'm wrong in this. I feel like when you are no longer religious, listening to like religious music is like listening to Christian music.
Yes.
Because you know that
the feeling.
In your opinion, it's like listening to like this story of this non-existent person. Like Christmas music, Santa and stuff, all those other things.
I think
you sing along to and you jam it. That's how I feel about religious music now. I feel like I'm listening to just like Christmas music. Unless like Reliant K's got some rippers, dude.
Reliant K.
I still listen to Reliant K sometimes.
What was that one song? Oh, that one song I was like obsessed with from Reliant K.
They have that record, 2 lefts or 3 lefts don't make it right. Oh, wait, 2 lefts don't make it right, but 3 do or some shit. 2 wrongs don't make it right, but 3 do or something. It's been a while, but I like some of their older stuff.
Yeah,
that song "Pressing On." It's a good song. They used to have this channel when I was growing up. They had it was like a Christian music station. They would always play different Christian music videos. Like it was like a show.
Oh, really?
That's how I found about Lion K back in the day.
Did you ever listen to Neon Trees?
Never heard of
Tyler
them.
Glenn?
Never heard of them.
You never heard of Neon Trees?
No.
Neon Trees.
Nope.
Well, Tyler Glenn was Mormon. He left the Mormon church and he made an album called Excommunication. And that album touches something in my soul. Trash. If you are an ex-Mormon, watch the music video Trash by Tyler Glenn. Bravo.
Do you feel like those kind of people, it's better, like if you write those kind of songs right away, that's like the best songs because it just happened to them? Or do you think you'll still have the same type of feelings years later?
Well, it definitely dies down. Like, I feel like when you leave the Mormon church, there's a lot about it that you can get angry about. It's a really emotional thing.
So he probably wrote those songs right afterwards, right?
And I think since I've heard him in interviews say something along the lines of, like, he's gotten through it. He's not as, like, angry about the Mormon church or, like, doesn't want to focus on that as much, but you do have to, like, when I joined TikTok, I made a lot of TikToks about the Mormon church, and it was the first time I had ever really talked to anyone about what I went through and the religious trauma and deconstruction, any of that. And it was like such an emotional release.
I never really did. I just stopped believing. I didn't really promote it or talk about it. I just stopped. Because I've said I never felt anything. Like when I was going to church, I'd pray. I never felt anything.
I did. And so, like, just so, like, I made all my decisions based on what I thought God and the church wanted. I lived my whole life based around it. I wanted to do whatever they told me to do. And so when you leave that environment, you realize how kind of fucked up it was. And you're like, oh, shit.
So I just, like, all those years, man, I tried to make myself believe and I didn't. But that's what I just tell people. I was like, I never felt anything of it. And I never thought any of it made sense and it was real. So, like, why would I keep trying to convince myself when it's not there?
Yeah. And for a while, I was kind of done with it, but I was scared to leave because they really do make you feel like your life is going to go completely downhill if you leave the Mormon church. Like, you're fucked. Well, and so it sticks in your brain.
I think religions in general, a lot of times, I don't know about everybody, but a lot of people are like, well, it's your decision, but just know you're going to go to hell.
But just know you're gonna burn for eternity.
But so yeah, that was our music turn. We took a little exit.
Took a little exit there.
But I mean, yeah. So that is
yeah.
music about, like I said, you can relate to. It's always the best, man.
Comment your favorite band.
Me and my friends are trying to start this punk podcast. We talk punk music and stuff. It's a slow process. Everybody's busy and stuff. It's kind of hard, but once it gets going,
yeah,
I could do a million podcasts. I just sit around talking about different things. This one's really cool because this one we just kind of bullshit about whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of like the topic changes.
But this is how we talk off camera too. So it's like we're just having cameras on.
It's like we could just film us during the whole setup process, and that's a podcast too.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we won't be able to film a lot of little inserts this time because but it's okay. We'll figure something out. I have like some unused footage from last episode that I didn't use because they were anti-religious and I didn't know if Gio would get offended or the people was watching, so I didn't insert it, like the one with the book reading.
I don't remember.
You read that Mormon book about the chicken book? So I still have that unused commercial or unused insert or whatever ad.
Did you ever?
So I'll use it this week.
Didn't I play the guitar once?
Yeah, I used that one. But that one from last week I'm going to use this week where you're like reading a book and I'm like, fuck that shit. And you're like, what?
What?
Like if I didn't know somebody and then like say we were working together and they came over and I was like, I would just be talking and I was like, can you not touch my stuff? She's like, and get like, you do your little act every fucking fight. So I was like, freak. I was like, what the fuck is wrong? Why'd you say to her? She's always trying to touch my shit. I tell her not to.
Oh, that's so unfair.
Now we just got to figure out where we can start filming some little like shorts and stuff, skits.
We got to figure that out. I'm so disappointed in, honestly, Swimply. I'm not afraid to say that because this was disappointing.
It's like I said, luckily they were nice people and they let her stay, but she's not supposed to be posting these things here.
But, like, that's kind of on Swimply.
Well, maybe they just didn't know.
I'm sure they didn't, but the officer who talked to us said that this happens. This wasn't the first time this had happened.
Maybe no one else reported it. Or maybe, no, I think he said that they have, but she just doesn't care.
She just doesn't care. That's so rude. Like,
if you know the city that you have a house in is not allowing that kind of stuff and you keep doing it, like, you're going to have to learn to deal with the consequences that come your way.
Yeah. But lesson learned, you know.
It was cool though. Luckily, we were able to film because,
luckily the officer was really nice to us, and he understood. But it's like, you don't know what officer is going to show up. You don't know.
Yeah.
Like, that's setting your customer who's coming to use this space up to have an interaction with a cop.
Because we could have easily had a guy that was like, "You guys need to go," and that would have been like, I'd be like, okay, I wouldn't argue.
Yeah, I would have absolutely been like, yeah, I left, but we would have had a podcast.
I want to know what neighbor ratted us out. Just playing.
I know. It's not the neighbor's fault. It's the woman who owns this place.
Yeah, she needs to get her shit figured out.
She needs to give me my money back. Or I guess yours.
Well, it was under my name, but you gave me the money for it.
We'll figure it out. But
because you're like, you produce it here, I'll give you the money to rent. I was like, okay. I would have went half.
I mean, you have all the equipment, you edit it. I just figured that was fair. But
and I'm using this. You can't see it. That was a nice ashtray from the Cayman Islands. I had to bust out the fancy one.
Bust it out.
You probably can't see. It's all fucked up, covered with ashes now. But it's a nice ashtray. I feel like
it's almost like you have to hang it up on the wall or something.
Nah, fuck that. Smoke it, man. You clean it out.
Smoke it. You gotta smoke.
Whoa. Your mic almost fell.
Oops.
No, we ain't picked up, man.
I'm sorry.
Alone at the bar, drinking my hand. Along comes another lonely man. Can see 'em all come.
could
I
be
gotta
wrong.
look that one up.
It's funny you brought snacks and didn't eat them.
I brought snacks. I was prepared. And then the cops showed up.
I brought my swim trunks and my towel and everything. I was gonna go
I
pop a
know.
pool.
I have a swimsuit on.
That's okay. The fact that we got to film this episode, I'm good with. I'm happy.
I'm good with it. Yeah, I don't want to get enraged because if I talk about it too much, I might get a little enraged.
And you're a lawyer. You know about lawyer because you're going back. You're going back.
That's right.
You're going back.
That's right. I'm taking the bar. You don't want to mess.
So what school did you graduate with law from? Because I know you said BYU was just like your...
BYU, I got a psych degree. University of Utah, I got my law degree.
Oh, you were a Ute.
I was a Ute after I was a Coug.
That's crazy. So you stayed... I mean, I guess it would make sense that you stay in that state since that's Mormon country.
I almost went to law school in San Diego, and I can't remember why I didn't. Why would I not have done that?
Maybe it was too expensive. I mean, that'd be the only thing I could think of.
I think I was scared of not knowing anybody, and I already knew people in Utah. But San Diego is gorgeous.
I'm about to promote my wife here and hype her up. Did you know she got accepted to Stanford back in the day?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but she said, no, she's like, unfortunately, it was a little bit too expensive.
Yeah.
But she did get accepted. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she should tell that to everyone
I
all
would,
the time.
I would. And she's going to go back and get her doctorate degree. So technically, she'll be Dr. Raymond.
Oh,
So.
hell yeah. Good for her. Tell her to make everyone call her doctor.
She goes, I'm going to make my students call me Dr.
Yes. She earned that title. Everyone needs to
So, like,
respect
technically,
that
you'll be a doctor. Because I had a teacher my first year of school, and she had a doctorate degree, and she's like, you will address me as doctor, her name.
Good for her.
I was like, dang, that's rude. But that's crazy. That's what I would do too. I'd fuck with people.
Should
like,
I
no.
make people call me Mallory JD, Juris Doctorate?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's what it is.
That's when you get a law degree. It's a Juris.
I would totally have that in a username somewhere, like
JD.
YouTube, like Mallory JD or some shit. Like, what's it stand for?
No, then they'll be like, "Why aren't you a lawyer?" And I'm like, "Did you check out my podcast?" Come on, man.
Who says I'm not a lawyer?
Who told you that I'm not? Because
Do you think this fucking shit pay for itself? I actually, like, every time I get paid from doing a gig, it's called a gig. I just buy more equipment. Like, I just did 2 last week, and I get paid for those, and so I'm gonna buy more. I mean, I'm looking at more equipment. I've been looking at a thing called a lantern softbox. It makes the light brighter. Like, it lightens up.
oh, cool.
It's like they used to call it a China ball, but they changed its name because I guess that might have been offensive. But it's really cool. I always look at equipment. I always have like a little shopping cart of the things I want to
You
get.
always come back and you're like, "Look what I got."
I was looking to get something that's really expensive, but it's like a blackout thing, and it's like a square that folds down, but it's really expensive. But it's really cool. These are cool too. I just have
Those
to
are cool. And how many do you have? These 2?
2.
Yeah, that's good. That's nice.
I thought about getting maybe some more. So yeah, because I use it. Like, it's not
You
like
use them, yeah.
I use all my stuff. It's always funny because sometimes I'll roll up with a bunch of stuff. Like, that's a lot of stuff. It's like, it'll get used. Trust me.
Yeah. No, every time you roll up with all this stuff and we use it.
I thought about investing. I want to get like a blackout curtain from like Walmart and put it on a rod and then have it like, because that's a cheaper way instead of buying an actual expensive like film thing.
You could do a green screen.
I have one in storage. I want to get a green screen. I've used it before.
You've used a green. That'd be cool if we could put a green screen.
We could. We'd just be like chilling. Like, there'd be like a fire or something in the background.
Yeah.
There was a video I made a long time ago on YouTube where I was making a peanut butter and jelly. It was a peanut butter sandwich tutorial. And in the background, I was in front of a green screen. And the background was Godzilla. Godzilla.
I like that.
And I had to give credit to the guy who suggested it. That wasn't my idea. He's
That's
like,
a good idea.
You should do making a peanut butter sandwich video while Godzilla's playing in the background. So I did it. It wasn't my idea. I just took his idea. He told me to do it.
Because green screens, you can do a lot with green screens.
Yeah, I've used one. We used one for a school project where we did a reality show. And like in reality shows, they have the intros. Like,
they have the confessionals and stuff.
Like, yeah, so this person was unreal. Like, they have little cutaways and they have like a background. That's what we did. We had little cutaways and made green screen. I was
They're like, Jenny said that Brian was talking to Shirley, but
I want to make a reality show for real.
That would be cool.
Have cast of characters and like.
Can we be like housewives, like those little lines they say?
Whatever your character you'd want to be.
I'm Mallory. I have a law degree, and I
You look at somebody else, you're like, how much do you make a year? Yeah, you're poor.
My name is Mallory, and I came out of the womb with a diamond crown on my head.
But you're like delusional as fuck because you come from like a line of like lawyers or rich people, whatever. But you're not like them. You're the opposite. And you're delusional. You'll think you're somebody special, but you're not. You're like, there's a lot of lawyers, but you're like,
I'm not special.
In this house, no. that would be my character. My character would just be like talking shit about everybody, like.
Your character's just like, yeah.
And then, well, why the fuck are you here? You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
that
you
person
signed
that like
up for
hates
this.
everyone. Should we end it? What time is it?
Yeah, 6 o'clock. We got an hour, so we got to start packing up.
Get
Well, it
out
was
here.
fun. It took some unfortunate turns, but we were able to get it through it. This is actually take 2. So
Yeah.
we had like a 15-minute intro that you won't see. But yeah, so until next time.
Until next time, check out some good music. Drop your favorite band.
Tell me why pop punk is the best music in the world. And we're out of here.
Peace. Bye.